for problem number 40, was it? From P.6. We're supposed to write in standard form. Oh man, that's crazy looking. 1 minus, who assigned that for homework? You guys are probably up real late doing that one. Plus I all over 1 plus the square root of 2i. So that's problem number 40. So the problem with that is we don't want I in the bottom of the denominator. And so if it's going to be in the bottom of the denominator, that's not cool because it's really the square root of -1, and we don't want square roots in the bottom of the denominator. So we're going to need to multiply it by the conjugate. So I'm going to multiply this by 1 minus the square root of 2i, and whatever we do on one side of the fraction, we have to do on the other. So we hit the top and bottom with that, and that's going to be kind of crazy, I think. So from there, we want to just think that through and see if there's something that we can cancel out. So it's not real complicated. I don't think there's a whole lot we could do to that. So let's look at it though. So what I could do is, the first thing I want to do is I'm not even going to deal with the top just yet, but I am going to notice that if this and this are the same, so I'm going to square that times 1 plus I. And then on the bottom, this is a difference of squares, so I've got 1 minus, now 2 would be my answer because root 2 times root 2 is 2, and then I have I squared, so that's -1. And so that's really 1 plus 2. So I've got all this stuff, 1 minus the square root of 2i squared all over 1 plus I. And so what I need to do is just multiply this stuff out. So this is a special pattern. So I could rewrite that as 1 squared plus 2 times 1 times the square root of 2 negative square root of 2i plus negative square root of 2i squared. Right? That's that special pattern that we use when we square a binomial. And so if we clean that up, all that stuff over 3, right? And so if you don't remember what that is, it's if I take a plus b and I square it, it's equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Alright? And you could always FOIL it out too. You could just multiply this by itself and you'll get the same answer. But I'm going to end up with 1 plus, actually minus, 2 times the square root of 2i. And then over here this becomes positive 2i squared. So I think that's positive 2. Let me just double check my notes. Yep. I think so. And so that whole thing has to be squared by or multiplied by this. Yeah. Well, wait, is it if this, when I square this, this becomes positive, but then I have the I squared, so technically I think this is supposed to be minus 2. So if that's minus 2, then this should technically be negative 1 minus the square root 2i. Just want to double check and make sure. That's correct. That's correct. We'll find out in a second, I suppose. And so then if I add all that stuff up, I want to multiply these two. I'm just going to do it over here on the side. So I'm going to say -1, -2 root 2i, and then over here I'm going to have 1 plus I. So this becomes -1, this becomes -I, this becomes -2 root 2i, and then we've got -2 root 2i squared, right? I think so. So then on the next line I should have -1, -I, -2 times the square root of 2I minus 2 square root of 2I squared. Right? All over 3. So then on the next line, I need to clean that up a bit. What I could do is I have the i's here. This I squared is actually the same as -1. So I've got -1, right? And minus 2 root 2. And it's actually a plus because when you minus times a minus, it becomes a plus. So those are the real components. And then I have -I minus 2 root 2I all over 3. And so then I can separate those, and I could say -1 plus 2 root 2 over 3. And then if I pull the I out, if I pull the I out and put it in the back, I've got 1 minus 2 root 2 all over 3 here. Now the answer in the back of the book is the same thing, they just write it a little different. They say 2 root 2 minus 1 over 3 minus oh no, somewhere I made it, oh, this should be plus, right? That should be plus. Yeah, that should be positive. Where did I miss that? Because they have it written as 2 root 2 plus 1 I. Well, if I think of this as like a minus 1, why is that backwards? That means that this needs to be, well, if I pull the negative out, it would be positive. Oh, when I pull the negative out to the front, that's why. That's right, when I pull the negative out. So this is the final answer as it is in the textbook. And what I forgot to do is when I toss that negative to the front, then this becomes a positive 1, positive 2i. So I can kind of think of it like that. Okay, that's a mistake. So that's it.